ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः।
Dear friends, we had completed detailed revision of the third chapter of the Bhagavad Gita from shloka number 4 to shloka number 8, from verse 4 to verse 8. Today he will conclude the section, the meaning of the section, the intention of this section in the 9th shloka, the 9th verse. Now, dears, before we go any further, although I have mentioned it to you earlier, but these are the ideas which should be repeatedly kept in our mind to get the maximum advantage of this study. What is that? Indian scriptures are written in a very, very systematical manner, based on appealing to your robust common sense. You need not be a scholar to read the scriptures. All you need to have a very, very assimilative, absorbent, robust common sense. So how is it placed? To get the best out of this study, always remember, shlokas are organized, the verses are organized in such a manner that it gives you plain and simple information first. It is informative. It will give you certain information of which you had no idea or knowledge before. It's a new idea being exposed to you. Informative in character, the verses. When you have that information and it appeals to your common sense, you would like to know a little more about it. The desire to know a little more about it is a motivation towards self-education. I would like to know, I'd like to practice it, I'd like to be like that as it is being mentioned. So your motivation sets a rolling. Information leads you to education. It is informative, then it is educative. When you are rationally convinced, this is proper, this is what I would like to be, you'll ask yourself, how to be like that? I am educated rationally. I do not know how to go about it. That very verse will explain to you how to go about it. So informative, educative, instructive. And finally, you will find certain shlokas which are descriptive, absolutely euphoric. What is that description about? The goal that you want to achieve, what makes you when you reach that goal? What transformation takes place in you? from this egocentric individual? How do you, with your egocentricity, with the study of the Gita as an informative, educative, instructive, what this study will make of you, description of a person who has realized his scope. This is, you have to keep in mind. These are not oft-repeated. These are the old traditional methods that we learned according to Guru Shishya Parampara. What does it mean? It means the teacher and the student goes through a drill which emanated at the dawn of civilization when these texts were written. So now, in this section of ours, Sri Krishna is trying to convince Arjuna to take him away from that doubt that, sir, what type of a friend, philosopher, and guide you are to me, that you explain to me that it is my duty to carry on with this warfare. And at the same time, you are describing to me what is the condition, the sign and symptom of a realized soul, a sthita pragya purusha. Sthita means stable, pragya means wisdom, purusha means a person. A person who has a stable wisdom. Where does that stability come from? From awareness of my true original nature. I am, as of today, is known as an egocentric individual. This is my name. This is my form, shape, and size. These are my qualifications and qualities. And this is my utilitarian value in the society. It rotates around these four concepts. Egocentric individual. How can that egocentric individual, through information, education, instruction, becomes divine-centric, one with God? How can he be so? And when he is so, what are his signs and symptoms? How do I identify he is a man of God? He has merged his ego with God. How do I? That these are the signs and symptoms of a person who has converted egocentric individuality into divine-centric, divine existence. This is an axiomatic truth to get the best out of study of this scripture. Now, in the fourth shloka he has said that, look, my dear child, Arjuna, don't think I'm discriminating against you. I'm keeping the best of everything away from you, and I'm pushing you to this horrendous task of fighting and killing and committing a war. Don't think so. You have to perform your duties of life. There's a duty towards the society, duty towards yourself, duty towards your nation, duty towards the human society, and the topmost duty is towards yourself to manifest the potential divinity which is already within you. So I will teach you a methodology, a procedure, following which from this so-called horrendous warfare, where I tell you you must do it because as a Kshatriya, this is your duty towards your society. But I will teach you how to perform that duty. That twist in your attribute or a correction to your attitude, what happens? You do your duty, but you are no more a victim of the results of your activity. I will teach you that. Have faith in me. Start your education from primary school. Don't aspire to be a research scholar without going through all the grades. In spiritual life also, as in our tertiary education, we do have a methodology where we grow step by step by step. So firstly, he says, without performing your duties of life, with all your egocentric involvement, you will not be able to understand how to perform that duty without any attachment, without any involvement, without any expectation. This is a self-imposed, determined, disciplined education. Information, education. So I will teach you that. But you listen to me carefully. What is the well-laid procedure to manage the human personality so that it grows in an integrated manner? According to this concept of human personality, it has been classified. Human personality has 4 faculties relevant to this subject. What is that? Man-making, character-building, education, leading to oneness with the divine. That's it. A human faculty of which we are very much aware and proud of is my intellect, my rationality. I am a rational being. I don't believe in superstitions. Good enough. You are rational. And you have also a sense of feeling, empathy, sympathy, caring, sharing, fellow feeling, affection, as well as the opposites, vengeance, anger. All that is a type of different emotion, and you have it. You can't deny that. So, one aspect of your personality is rational. The other aspect is emotional. Third aspect is ingenious. What is ingenuity? I ask you, my dear friend, I'm a bit busy. Will you do this for me? I'll be very obliged. Please kindly do it this way. So my work is done through you. You are a rational being. You listen to me. You have a desire to help me. But your thinking tells you this is not the best way that Swami tells me. This is not the best way. I think this is better. And because of that, you say to the Swami, Swami, be assured, I will get your work done, but give me the freedom of do it in my own way. I will do it for you, but I'll do it in my own way. So each of us, while living in this world, facing certain situation, each one of us has a freedom known as ingenuity. Either I do it the way you tell me to do, I do not do the way you tell me to do, I do it in my own way. Kartum, akartum, annatha kartum ma shakyam. I can do it as you say, I will not do it as you say, I will do it in my own way. This is human ingenuity. And what is the fourth thing? A human being has a very strong determination known as willpower. These are the four aspects of human personality. Spiritual sciences, spiritual ideas teaches you, tells you how you can utilize these four faculties in such an integrated manner that your personality blossoms in an integrated way. Your personality does not move off tangentially. I am all brains, no heart. But a combination of head and heart is always appreciated. A combination of the head, the heart, the capacity to perform, and determination to succeed. These four faculties has to grow in an integrated manner so that your personality blossoms like a beautifully blossoming flower. This is the purpose. Arjuna doesn't know all this now. He's just started. So he is within his rights to be born honest and ask his teacher, "Sir, why are you denying me that joy and you are putting me into this warfare?" Why? Sri Krishna is not snubbing him, not asking him to be silent, keep quiet, listen to me, don't argue. No, Sri Krishna is explaining to him why and how. What is that why and how? If you do not go through this exercise of living in this world, reacting with this world, and going through all the reactions that happen in you, pleasure, pain, anger, happiness, sadness, vengeance, all these emotions, they come to you when you live in this world. And you become a victim of these emotions. And ultimate result is you move like a pendulum between the two opposite duels, pleasure or pain, love or hatred, one after the other. And your life flows and you are still swinging. When will you be mature? Until and unless you go through this, until and unless you are aware that this is no way to live. Is there any better way of life and living? This is where you are. Sri Krishna is teaching you, you get to performance of your duties. As an example, the worst case scenario was with Arjuna to fight a war. For us is what? To fight with adversities. Things that I don't want to happen has happened, and how do I face it? That's it. he will teach you how do you face it. So he says, first, experience that how you make yourself miserable because you have no understanding and you spontaneously react to your surroundings. This spontaneity is a force of habit because up till now nobody has told you there's a better way to life and living. So you start your work. And if you don't listen to me, and if you think you are qualified for that, a sthita prajna, a man of God, all that you are doing is making yourself a victim of self-deception, hypocrisy. You take certain vows, swearing in front of God, in fire, you wear yellow clothes and all that, but you have not corrected your attitude. You will become a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Two clashing personalities, one within yourself and the other is a dress that you dress up with to show to people what you are. But you are a victim of your weaknesses. So firstly, he says, there is no escape from living your life, living your flow of life. Live as you have been used to. Now listen to me, what you will have to do to correct that attitude. He has explained that, and he has said that you have to continuously perform your duties of life in a controlled, incessant manner. He has used the word controlled. Controlling what? The attitude with which you live. The perspective with which you look at the world. And the understanding that you have about how life is to be lived. All the three has to be put in their proper place, on their proper rails, so that it is not derailed anymore. Niyatam kuru karmatvam karma jayo hi akarmana sharira jatra pichate na prasiddhet akarma. What does he say? Please, for heaven's sake, don't stop fighting for your ideal. Carry on with your life. Let the life flow. Analyze it, see it, understand it, and listen to me. Try to correct your attitude on these information which you convert into an education and an instruction so that you reach that euphoric goal. We have studied up to that. The 9th shloka, which we have to study today, is Yagyarthat karmoro annatra loko ayam karma vandhana tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sangha samachara. Let us first paraphrase it for you, translate it for you, then we go to try to understand what Sri Krishna wants to convey to us. By the way, casually, there's another method which is a part and parcel of studying the scriptures. Why only studying the scriptures? Any type of education. What is that? Language is, I would say, guided by grammar. You have to be grammatically correct. So first, grammatically, you understand the verse. Yagyarthat karmano annatra. What is the literal meaning? The first, literal meaning. Any work done without the attitude and concept of yajna. What yajna is, I'll come back to you a little later. Let us paraphrase it for you. Yagyarthat karmano annatra. Anything other than the attitude of yajna with which you are performing the duties of life is a cause of bondage. Bondage means you are a victim of the dual throng, a swing of a pendulum of two extremes, agony and ecstasy, pain and pleasure, sadness and happiness. If you have not developed the attitude known as performing your duties of life with an attitude of performing yajna, as I told you, I'll come back to that, then you are making yourself a victim of this pleasure and pain, which is a bondage. Tadartham karma kaunteya. Knowing that very well, Kuntiputra Arjuna, Kaunteya, tadartham, with that in your mind, mukta sangha samachara. Start performing your duties of life without any expectation, any attachment, anything expecting from worldly return. What is worldly return? Either you are praised, you are garlanded, or you are criticized and kicked about. That is what the world can give you. If it gives you wealth, that doesn't stay with you permanently. Be very, very realistic and practical. But because of our habit of thinking, which I have learned since I was born, since my previous birth, but that I won't bring in now. Since I was born, I was told to be ambitious. I was not told, if your ambitions are not fulfilled, don't lose your cool. Try again, not to be expecting rewards from the world. That nobody told me. Here now, in the conclusive shloka of this section, shloka number 9, Sri Krishna says, Tadartham karta kaunteya. Do it for that purpose, the yajna. And mukta sangha samachara. What is samachara? Acharana, samyak acharana, samacharana. What does it mean? Samyak. In totality, what I told you. Acharana is behave. Behave whatever way you like. But now you behave the way I told you. That is, you correct your attitude. Now the word yajna. The word yajna has been used in 1,000 and different forms, and those meanings have to be brought out according to the sequence of the verse. Here, the word yajna means yajna vai Vishnu. This is a special concept. But when I explain to you, he says, it's not new to me. I know it from another point of view. But the concept is not new to me. But this is the concept. Vishnu. The special etymological, grammatical meaning of the word Vishnu is that one who has made a receptacle of everything of the world. That one, something which has made itself receptacle of everything that you see in the world. He is here, 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 he is here. There is nothing in this world where he is not. That concept of omnipresence, where he is everywhere. There's not a speck of space or a speck of time where he is not. He is known as Vishnu. The word Yajna and the word Vishnu here is synonymous. That is why it is said, Yajna Vai Vishnu. Be absolutely sure and certain. Here the word Yajna means that omnipresent existence who is everywhere. Why do you say who is everywhere? I am prepared to believe he is here. He is in a church, he is in a mosque, he is in a temple, he is in a fire worshipper's place, all places of worship. I am prepared to. I am broad enough to understand that. He is in a temple, he is in a mosque, he is in a church, he is in a so and so and so and so and so and so. That much I am. But why do you say everywhere? Because he is everywhere. How do you say so? I don't see. Well, you experience it every moment of your life and you don't have the patience to analyze your experience. That's why you say you don't understand. I will tell you. How can you realize he is everywhere? Allow me to divert a little, but it is relevant to this. Vishnu is that who is everywhere, all permeating, omnipresent. There is no speck of space or a dot of time where he is not. This is the axiomatic truth. And I say, I don't understand. You don't understand because you don't give yourself a chance to analyze what you are doing every moment of your life. Firstly, I am. This is the first awareness of a human. I am. That is why the world exists for me. I am. Grammatically, I don't say I is. I am. Expression of existence. Satta. And the world, the cosmos is. Wherever you put your eyes, wherever you want to exemplify, you will always say, this is, that is. Isness is the highest common factor of your sense of awareness. This is from the common sense point of view. I cannot think of myself until and unless I am aware I am. This word I am is nothing else but the awareness of my existence. In other words, isness. Grammatically, am goes with I is grammatically incorrect. But this is whole cosmos with its diversity is. This concept of something which is ever existence never goes to sleep. Atandra Chaitanya. It never goes to sleep. It is always alert. This existence is known as the divine. In various languages of human society, this concept has been mentioned in different names, but they are the same. Jagyarthat karmana annatra. Work done. Without that awareness that this is my offering to my beloved God. Without this awareness, my life is flowing. While it is flowing, I am constantly aware that whatever I do, whatever I say, whatever I think, whatever crosses to the subtlest activity goes within me, it is all dedicated to my beloved God, who is everywhere, who is not only omnipresent, he is omnipotent and omniscient. He is aware of everything. He is aware of the attitude of my heart. So here the word yajna has a meaning of that word known as Vishnu, which when translated into English is eternal, is absolute, it's omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent. My life is an endless flow of activity. That's what my life is. When your activity stops, you are declared dead. When there's the slightest activity, you are alive. Activity, life and activity are synonymous. So let me develop. Now Sri Krishna is teaching you. Information is gradually coming into the area of education. It is for us to absorb it or not. We do so for our benefit, we do not do so for our peril. So, he says, anything, any moment of your life which is but an activity. So let me not use the word life. The flow of activity, which is known as flow of life, has to go on. Mind you, don't expect anything from anybody in this world. You do it as a pursuer of perfection, pursuer of thoroughness, pursuer of correctness, pursuer of excellence. Let that be so. You do not offer dirty things to God. You give the choicest and the best fresh things to God. So I offer the flow of my life to the divine. And I don't expect anything from anybody in this world. To what extent? I don't expect anything from anybody. Good enough. But because I'm in the habit of expectation, that force of habit will make me perform a mistake, commit a mistake. I may expect from God, please kindly bless me. Please kindly help me. Be careful. Don't ask anything from Him. You just love Him and leave the rest to His discretion. Don't be a baniya, don't be a tradesman. I tickle you, you tickle me. I do this for you, you do that for me. We are all traders in love. We do not know what is it to love without any expectation, whether it is worldly or whether it is spiritual. Therefore, he says here, puts in a word of warning, Tatra, at this attitude, when your whole life is dedicated to the divine, when that attitude is very strong in you and your flow of life is flowing with this attitude, at that time, the last caution that he tells you, the last warning he tells you, Tatra Ishvara api me tushatu iti sangam takta. Simple words here, don't get scared. I'll translate it for you. When you are at that stage, struggling with your past force of habit of expectations, don't think it is a sin. It is normal because I never knew that before. And that is why I'm habituated in expecting. Even now I can make myself an example here. If I am not cautious, habit of expectation will prevail upon me, though I am trying to worship the divine who is all sitting here, listening to me. I am totally dedicated to that idea. I am serving my beloved God, my Ishtadeva. And because of my past force of habit of expecting in return, it may rise in his mind that may my beloved God be pleased with me and bless me. Don't expect that also. Be 100% thorough, correct, sincere, honest, guileless, and non-deceitful. Tatra, in that situation, Ishvarapi, God too, be pleased with me. Tushatu, be pleased with me. Iti Sangam, this expectation, Takta, rejected, don't allow it to come to your mind. What is happening is to be non-expectant. The pool in your backyard, which is crystal clear because you filter it. But if there is a certain ripple on it, you will not see the bottom, you will see the outside reflected onto it. Even if you see the bottom, it will be broken up. You would not see the beautiful mosaic at the bottom of your pool. It has to be absolutely still, like a sheet of glass. Then only you will see the bottom. He is within you. If you can still the modulation, the movements of your mind, absolutely, you will allow him to blossom forth. Oh, this is my true original nature. What a stupid ass I am. I was thinking I'm a frail human being full of faults and follies and frailties. I am poised in the magnificence, in the brilliance of my own true original nature. Call it by any name. Atman, Brahman, Spirit, Holy Ghost, Sunyam, Allah, Khuda. Call it by any name. We Vedantis don't bother. We know names are only suggestions to an idea suggested. So, tadartham karma kaunteya. Hey Kuntiputra Arjuna, perform your duties of life. Let it flow. And do not expect anything. Mukta Sangha Samachara. Perform it thoroughly, correctly. What is thoroughness and correctness in this performance? Mukta Sangha. Expect nothing, not even from your beloved God. Let him do his duty. Why bother? You do yours. Leave the rest to him. This is an information. Now it is an education for you, and he tells you how to perform it. So when you are a karma yogi, not a karma bhogi. Karma bhogi means who suffers the consequences of his activities done with expectation. Mukta Sangha means get free from all expectations. What happens? Because I am used to expect, this is the first time I hear, but I'm a slave of my habit. I'm a victim of my habit. So however I may try, it not happen. My force of habit will take over me, will control me. That will happen to me. So you keep on trying. Every time you are making a mistake, your conscience will not spare you. It will tell you you're making a mistake, and don't try to be too clever to cover it up. Admit it, and don't allow it next time. It's a tug of war between forgetting and reminding. I forget because of my past force of habit, and I remind myself because I'm convinced, I'm emotionally involved, I've been told how to do it, and let me do it with determination. The whole personality is involved. So you may fail, but we know these idioms in English. Failures are but pillars to success. Try, try, try again. Never say I can't. Always say I will, I must, and I shall. These are the usages to achieve things of the world. take advantage of everything that you have under your control and direct it towards that. With this shloka, dear, Sri Krishna ends this section introducing to you psychologically, rationally, and otherwise what is the concept of karma yoga. What is the concept of karma yoga? Concept of karma yoga is with a determined manner, with due amount of affection towards your beloved, with the conviction that he is everywhere. Whatever I do it thoroughly, correctly, perfectly, excellently. And I say, this is all that I have, dear Lord. I have to perform my duty. I have converted the performance of my duty into an endless worship of yours. Please kindly accept my prayers. Mukta Sangha Samyak Rupena Achara. Be absolutely without any expectation, and you please kindly manage and control your thinking and thereby control your behavior pattern. So let me read the shloka once again to conclude. Yagyarthat karmano annatra loko ayam karma bandhana. Work performed without the attitude of worshipfulness with expectation of results is the cause of bondage. And educate yourself to continue to carry on with your flow of life, fulfilling all the duties that crop up in your mind, guided by the call of your conscience, but do it correctly, thoroughly, perfectly, excellently, and offer it to Vishnu, who is omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient. Where there is no speck of space where he is not, iota of time where he is not. He is infinite, eternal, immutable, absolute, and I offer it to him. You will reach that goal which Arjuna is aspiring to reach by jumping classes. He doesn't want to work hard. He wants to reach there without paying for it. And he doesn't know what to pay. So he is being taught properly. This is the procedure. You can reach there. Now, looking at the present day world, in those days when we were in the forests, we lived in nature, lived with nature. We had nothing to disturb us. So we kept on conducting our life. We kept on conducting our lives. Now in the present day, we can't do that. We can't go back to the civilization of the forest. We have to live in the present day. So when we say that it is a perennial philosophy in a changing world, in thousands of years, human society has undergone fundamental changes. You can't go back there. You are going forward. But your sense of duty and your life is there all the time. you can manage it with this attitudinal correction, a change in your perspective, and a little twist in your understanding how to live in this world. And this is what Karma Yoga teaches you. Thank you, dears. Thank you ever so much. We meet again on a Sunday. God bless you. The next shloka, from shloka 10 to shloka 15, will try to inform you about what was the spiritual culture of those days when these ideas were enunciated thousands and thousands of years ago. In 6 shlokas, he'll give you an idea what it is. And it will be quite interesting to know what people thought and how they lived in those days. Thank you.
Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna